Welcome back to SA Live. Well, we're about to get down and dirty because when it comes to spring gardening, it all starts with the soil to get beautiful plants like this.
And we have two local gardening experts here to share some tips and tricks. Christy Martinelli and Rebecca Steele, and their business has quite the memorable name. Go ahead, ladies.
We're two hoes gardening.
That's right. It's catchy. It's catchy.
How'd you come up with the name? We gotta ask.
Well, it just started as a joke, but the hoe is a very important and ancient tool. So we love to bring it back to ancient times.
One of the oldest tools ever tracked for farming.
And perfect for tilling up the soil and getting it nice and ready to go. So what do we have here?
Okay, so this is an example of a terrarium that has San Antonio soil. The different layers at the bottom, if you can see, kind of has a little bit of rock, more clay, and then compost and leaves at the top.
Even mycelium.
And mycelium for the fungal network.
Yeah, because this came from your yard, right?
Yes, and I live just in the medical center, so it's all from here.
So scale of 1 to 10, is this good soil? If you just dig a hole and plant, good soil for it in San Antonio usually?
Absolutely. San Antonio has great soil. You just have to work with it and replenish it with your weeds and leaves and mulch.
Okay. What's
Compost
the first?
occasionally. We work straight with the clay and the soils that are everywhere around San Antonio. Our basic trick and the thing that we do is we always work with all of the natural carbons, which are the leaves and the sticks, and the only thing that we amend into it is compost, a chunky compost mix from Compost Queens.
So if this were my yard, I would think, okay, all this stuff on top, I'm gonna get rid of that and make it look a little bit pretty. Don't do that?
I wouldn't. We like to use the leaves as a mulch essentially, but you know, when working with the clays, it's very sticky. It sticks together, and so using these natural carbons of the leaves and sticks help to bring a texture essentially.
There you go. You got some mycelium, a mycelial network in your hands.
Come back, yeah, that shot. So that to me
is
that's
good stuff.
It's good.
Even though it may not look it.
It creates like an underground internet for root systems to talk and exchange nutrients.
So this, because I see this and I think, oh, that's not good to have, yeah, but it is.
It is very
At the
good.
end of the day, especially when working with the leaves and all of the different organic matters inside the soils, it's a decomposer. So you see it on that wood chip or on the leaves because it's already starting to, it's using it as a host, but essentially it's decomposing. It's turning it into that nice, fluffy, loamy soil that you like.
And so what do we have in here?
Okay, so we've got some examples of things you would plant into a salsa garden. So that's what's great for spring right now. We've got cilantro that Mike's holding.
Okay.
A tomatillo, a tomato,
Onions,
and a pepper. Right there.
Poblano.
Yeah.
And if I get these things at the garden store, the home center, take them out of the pot, and then you said to do what to the, if I can get this on here.
So essentially you want to put a little peace sign over the stem, hang it upside down how you're doing.
Okay.
And then just gently tickle the roots. You're wanting to loosen up the roots so that they can easily stretch into their new environment.
Okay, so just kind of this little clod of soil right here, just kind of give it a little bit of a massage.
Yeah,
zone. Okay.
Yep.
Work it.
And then when I dig a hole,
Not a deep tissue massage though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Swedish?
Do I put
Swedish.
do I put anything in the hole?
You can put a little bit of compost, mulch,
Okay.
leaves, whatever you have available, but you want to make sure that you get it to be right at the, as big as the pot is, that's how big your hole wants to be.
So that it's flush with the surface.
Only
Yes.
a couple of seconds left, but you wanted
Yeah.
to talk about companion planting? What is that?
So companion planting, that's another way that we help to build up the soil and supplement the soil and have our gardens grow. So essentially everything that you're going to need for a salsa garden that we use for an example today, those all companion together.
Okay.
They all work together to give and take, and not one thing is utilizing the nutrients from the soil.
Okay.
It's companion planting. Our longest example would be the Three Sisters
Corn's bean and squash.
corn's bean and
Oh,
squash. So
okay.
the corn works like a long trellis, and when it's about a foot high, you'd want to seed in your beans, and the beans are going to use the corn sister as a trellis, and then
They all work
squash
together.
Yes.
All right.
Ladies,
thank
thank
you
you.
so much. For more information, just head to our website, salive.com, click on the As Seen on SA Live tab, or just scan the QR code on your screen.
All right.